viewing live on TikTok. To me, that's a lot. I only just came back to TikTok today. 2 people viewing me on TikTok. Woo! Wow, awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome. This really makes me happy. Thank you guys for joining us on TikTok. I'll be much gentler with my TikTok audience. The rest of you, you talk nonsense, I will fire you. 3 people watching me on TikTok. Yay! All right, awesome stuff. I heard they give gifts on TikTok. Please, guys, give me a gift too. I'm just learning this for the first time. All right, guys. I want to talk about the increase in money ritual cases in Nigeria. Whether you like to admit it or not, there has been a huge, a ginormous increase in money ritual cases across the country. And you see, there are many factors to blame. We're talking about this on the radio on Live and Dangerous, my radio show on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Someone said, pin my TikTok name. My TikTok name is Daddy FRZ. FRZ. That's it right there. That's my TikTok name. So please, guys, follow me on TikTok. I'm going to be broadcast. I hear TikTok is so much clearer than all these other guys. So you guys can catch me on TikTok. I can't believe I have 16 people watching me live on TikTok. This is to me so amazing. Forget that there are 300 on Facebook and 200 on Instagram. So my TikTok name is pinned right there, Daddy FRZ. So we're having the discussion, and of course, one of the first things I would blame is religion, because it's only religion that tells you that praying to God and giving 10% of your salary every month can get you money. To me, it's the same thing with the rituals. The same thing. It's just that they don't involve blood and human being. You sit down and you can't question yourself and ask, who did Elon Musk give money to? Who did Bill Gates give money to? Which church that made them quote unquote blessed? Which church did Jeff Bezos give money to? And someone was like, yeah, Daddy Freeze, because they're who if you go to Google now, just go to Google. Let me do this. Okay, where's my internet? Just type Enugu Church bodies in the foundation. Just type it and you see what comes out. Body Daily Post, and you actually see the pictures. Naira Land, Gospel Herald, bodies found in church foundation in Enugu. Someone says Islam pays zakat, but no Muslim scholar or imam will tell you that zakat will make you wealthy. No Muslim scholar. They tell you that you pay zakat and the zakat is to the poor. No Muslim doctrine tells you that giving money to mosque or giving money to imam is going to make you wealthy. You don't have that in Islam. It's only in Christianity. Now, I'm not even singling out Christianity now. I'm just saying religion in general. And especially the African, or should I say the Nigerian variant, that fondles with our minds and allows us to create the notion that by giving money to God in form of tithes or seeds or offertory, you're going to be blessed. And did you guys see the stories? You can see all the stories. You can see them right here. I don't know if you can see clearly. It's there on Google. I don't want to show you the pictures because they're graphic, and um, I'll be sanctioned on all the social media platforms. Now, let's take this a little further. And someone said to me, said, Daddy Freeze, the fact that they are fake religions and fake pastors does not mean they are real, they are not real ones. And my question is, okay, the real ones, how have they helped us? Our genuine, so-called genuine religious leaders, Muslim and Christian in Nigeria, what value can we say they have added to us? Now, by value, I mean comparing us to countries that are irreligious. Would we say we're more morally upright than they are? Would we say we love each other more than they do? Would we say that we are wealthier than they are? Would we say that our countries are safer and better places to live in than their countries? So at the end of the day, even what we call the original, what really is the benefit of it? I'm not saying they're not genuine ones, but let's look, what can we point to in today's Nigeria that we can say this was done because we are religious? Let's point something to me. Say, okay, it's because we are more moral. Really? You are more likely to lose your life in a religious Nigerian state than in somewhere like the Netherlands or Sweden. You guys don't know what it's like. I used to walk on the streets at 2 a.m. in Romania. I'll just start walking for miles so I could lose my tummy. Do you think I can leave my house? If I want to walk around in my estate, I have to walk inside here. They don't burn me when make I walk out, come out the gate of my estate at this time of the night. To drive come out safe now war. I don't know if I'm making sense. And we are so religious. Now, I want to ask you, do these money rituals even work? Do you know anyone? Someone, Joy Oluchi said, I just listened to you on the radio. Do you know anyone who has a successful money ritual? Okay, they used their younger brother for ritual. He used his babe and it worked. Do you know anyone that falls into that category? Let's have an open discussion. Let's be honest with one another. Did you see the young boys who use their girlfriend, or they use the girlfriend of one of them? Did you guys didn't see the video? My question is, let's leave religion now and let's face this money ritual. How come there is no African on the top 10 richest people on earth? All the children where they don't use, all their girlfriend pants, all the things where they don't use. They are still richest man in Africa is still a man who sells cement, who has a refinery and sells sugar. I saw the video of what they were actually doing to that lady. May her soul rest in peace. At the end of the day, plus religion, oh, plus ritual, oh, plus Yahoo Yahoo, you only make a little bit of money. You see, you are in an impoverished place. How much? There's no Yahoo boy on the top 1 million of Forbes. No Yahoo boy. Forget that they drive Benz and they drive. How much do they even have? Let's discuss this. Someone says Ego. How much did this Ego have? He had plaza. You see, you people don't understand. You think wealth is house. You don't understand. Let me break down Elon Musk's wealth. The whole oil that Nigeria sold in 2020 was about $20 billion. All our oil, this oil that we want to key ourselves on top. All the oil we sold in 2020, about 20, max $25 billion. Only Elon Musk made more than that. Only one person. Let me tell you. In fact, not only Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, they all personally made more money than Nigeria sold oil. So your whole country with all your Yahoos, all your bunkers, did they make what one man who had a vision made? Irreligious man that has a vision. Religious people that are pumping oil, bunkering oil, Yahooing. One man. Now they will say all those successful people, just the way they say they pay tithe, that's the same way they say they did ritual. Listen, ritual no they work. It no they work. Come out your mind there. It is so sad. I love Nigeria so much. I have a passport that can take me out of this country. I don't need a visa. I'm going to the UK to go and preach. Having a church meeting. Ask the people that booked my ticket. I don't need visa. What do I need visa for? I'll just show up at the embassy and hold my passport and cross over. The same way I don't need a visa for Canada. The same way I don't need a visa for any part of Europe or Dubai. But I decided to live here because, to be honest, I went to primary school here, secondary school here, university here. I understand this system. I'm used to this system. But sometimes it gets frustrating. I remember growing, and this ritual thing is not brand new. It's been on for eons. I remember those days in Ibadan. They'll pick people up, remove the parts they need, and throw the bodies on the express. And then cars will be stepping on them. Sylvia Golden01 said, please don't say anything, because you're one of Hush Puppy's friends, so stop preaching. You see, Sylvia, I wish your IQ wasn't so abominably low. I wish your cognitive ability in your own case wasn't a cognitive disability. I wish your parents, from the gene pool they combined to make you, could offer a little bit better to the propagation of the human race. I wish your commitment to the furtherance of foolishness were a little bit less powerful and slightly more restrained. So the fact that I'm friends with Hush Puppy, that means I support Yahoo or I support rituals. I've heard of kidney transplants have heard of liver transplant, even pig to human heart transplant. But what you need, there's no cure for, because you need a total central nervous system plus brain transplant. Because functioning on the level at which you are functioning is not just detrimental to the world around you, but to yourself, because I wonder how you're able to survive. Looking at you, I know what's in your brain: how to eat, wear clothes, and mate. That is all that runs a race inside your head, Sylvia. I have seen empty cups with more content than your brain. Now, dear Sylvia, next time I want to have a gathering for Oloshos and a gathering for low IQ people and a gathering for intellectual midgets, I will personally send you an email. But now we are having a conversation that warrants something that you cannot buy. Even if you could, you can't afford to, because you are still in penury. All you have is the phone that you collected because you bent down for somebody. Don't ever let me see you here again. I am begging you in God's name. Don't let me start believing that there are some people that are actually good for ritual, because they are not good for anything else. Don't stretch my imagination to include something I've never preconceived. You call yourself golden. Your gold must be fool's gold. And your glitter, your shine must be only in your mind. Because to talk here, you need something that you are gravely lacking. It is called a brain. And they know the seller. They know the prayer. You know if it tight, collect them. Eh? Thank you very much, my darling. God will bless you. You see, a lot of people, one guy tweeted something and I actually posted it on IG. Let me even open up my IG. He posted it on my IG. Just show it to you. My last post on IG. He says, I've never seen anyone as jobless as Daddy Freeze. And I replied, I said, try your biological father. He's both jobless and broke. But it seems like where we yap ourselves. Some people actually think that my work is easy. Let me tell you something. We are content creators. We create content for online. We create content. I create content for the radio. I trade Forex in my spare time. Ask Simply Vic. Simply Vic is one person here, at least he's here. He talks to me. Simply Vic and I were having a conversation. In the middle of a conversation, a very important phone call came. He's here. I cannot lie on his head. I had to pick the call. The call took 20 minutes of my time. This is a matter that the whole nation is discussing right now as I'm talking to you. As I was leaving there, I was getting another phone call. We're going live. Blessing CEO was calling me. We're going live. We're going live. We're going live. Because I had to come and introduce the Free Nation to the TikTok audience. I could come in and dance like my mates are dancing, content creators are dancing and cracking comedies. But I chose to add value. I chose to have discussions that can elevate, discussions that can set people's minds free. But to you, it looks like we're jobless. Oh, Daddy Freeze is always talking about gossip, talking about Mercy Aigbe. You don't know how much I love Mercy Aigbe. If you had an idea how happy I am that she's going through what she's going through. Because Mercy Aigbe is now the poster child for the fact that you can remarry and not die. Oh, you don't get it. I was talking to Blessing today. I was on the phone with Bookie. talking to Blessing. Sorry, I was on the phone with Bookie and Blessing. Then I left the conversation. They were talking together. I left them. And I was talking to Taste Buds. And I just thought about it. I said, all of us in this conversation, me, you, Bookie, Blessing, we are all divorced. We've all been through one marriage that didn't work. Blessing, me, Taste Buds, Bookie. Some of us have even remarried. Why are we not having these? Why are we not bringing these conversations to the fore? Why are we still making people who remarry look like they are the defective ones in the society? Mercy Ayigbe owned her remarriage. She owned it. Go to her Twitter, she'll say, I had you this, I had you that. Someone said, birds of a feather. You'll be amazed that your mother is one of us. It's just because she decided to do her Olu show inside your father's house. The rest of us decided to be noble and live. Your mother, on the other hand, is doing her own. That's why they call her Gbele Pawa Agbalagba. I have to go there. You'll be amazed at what I'm saying. It might sound like a yab, might actually be true. Because of the shame and the stigma associated with getting out of a marriage and remarrying, because of the religious labels, people have decided to stay in bad places and endure nonsense. And while they're at it, they are spreading their tentacles and collecting all sorts of defective body fluids from all sorts of people that you should not be having conversations with in the first place, let alone they are climbing you. And then your children will come on social media and be insulting people. Let's have this conversation. It sounds like an insult, but I know some of you, let's leave the person. I mean, some of you know what your mothers went through. Some of you know your mothers are lay. If you don't understand Yoruba, you cannot understand it, and it will not minister to you. Àìmọye àlè tọmọ ń pè ní dádì. Àìmọye àlè tọmọ ń gbóúnjẹ fún. Many of you did not know your mothers had boyfriends. Oh, I'm going to break your heart. Your mother's marriages were so horrible. Forget about your fathers. They all had girlfriends. Maybe 2% of Nigerian men in our father's generation did not have girlfriends. I like my father. He was noble. He married his girlfriend as second wife. Many of you can never marry women like your mothers. Some of you were privy. You caught her, but you just shame, just cover him, no reason. That same man coming to visit your mother, and your mother sneaking to see him. When you were younger, they'll tell you it's a business deal. He's my business partner, we work together. When you started getting sense, you realized, let's talk now. Before I block this one, some pastors are calling you names. What do you have to say about the criticism? They even called you bastard. Unfortunately, it's not me. My father is a gynecologist, a very popular doctor. My mother is a vice chancellor of a university, professor of law. You that you came here to talk this nonsense. There's something I wanted to say about that pastor that said that, but because I'm a nice guy, I decided not to. If I said it, he'll be crying till today. Till today, you'll be crying. Because all I will have done is gone to my father and done DNA test. And then I would have demanded a DNA from him. And that DNA I will not say it, because if I say it, it will be very painful. But I will let it rest because I'm God's servant. And I'm forgiving him. But he war. You that came here, please let everybody, let us give this guy a very good, where is he has run away? Don Charlie official. Don Charlie O'Malley. Let me tell you your conception. Your father was eating dinner in the dining room. Your mother was collecting in the back. That's how you yeah, people like this. If I tell you to go and do DNA test with your father now, you go begin beat your mama. And nobody like say you don't know. You don't just believe say she carry and reach that level. He's a normal Ali. Person we don't know him, papa. He thinks say he know him, papa. Now let's go back to what I'm saying. This thing I'm talking about might look like I'm not insulting you. I'm many of the men that were your uncles when you were growing up were your mother's boyfriends. You did not know. I remember telling one of my aunties, auntie, that's your boyfriend. She said, no, he's my man friend. What's the difference? What's the difference? And yet, you remind me of one of my friends. I said, his mom smoked. Oh, sorry, his grandmom smoked. And she lived to be 103. She was in a wheelchair half the time. Because she had a heart attack, which cannot be taken far away from cigarettes. And she had a stroke. So yes, she lived to be 100, but what quality of life did she live? And that reminds me of your parents' marriages. My father and mother have been married for 35 years. Sit them down. Take them to hypnosis. Let them do hypnosis for them. And let them start speaking the truth and put them on polygraphs. Let them start answering questions. You see out of the 35 years, maybe 6 months that they were happy. The remaining 34 years, 6 months was pain. Please, please, please. That's how I change my topic. If you don't like my topic, please leave. I'm not begging anybody. The only people I'm begging to stay are the people on TikTok. There are about 500 people on Instagram. If 100 go, I'll still have 400 and something, or 400. So please, 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 please. So let's go back to where we originally were. Someone said, but many are genuinely happy. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't know one marriage when I was growing up that they were happy. They just pretended to be. Our parents were better pretending than us. That's why they tolerated the government, the bad government, longer than me and you would have. They just pretended. Now, let's go back to rituals. These are all very important points and we need to note them. But the problem is you guys run from the truth. Let's go back to rituals. And the reason why we have so many cases of rituals is because nobody is ready to work. Nobody is ready to work. You see, I'm going to tell you a story. I know young boys who are into content creation who make $10,000, $20,000 a month in dollars. Young boys, skit makers especially. Some of them make a lot of money. But you see, it takes a lot to get to that level. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of what Nigerians are not ready to put in. If you look at Dangote, Dangote is not 5 years or 2 years or 6 months. Dangote is many years in the making. The very fact that he even started on the platform of the Dan-Tatars is a clear indication that success is time consuming. Overnight success is sometimes 10 years in preparation. But you see, maybe I don't blame Nigerian artists who show their Lamborghinis or Ferraris or nice cars. I don't blame them, because you've bought the car. Why are you going to hide it? Are you not going to drive it? If it looks good, just the way your new shirt looks good, just the way your new house or whatever it is looks good, I want to take a picture. I don't see anything wrong in you taking a picture of your car. I have nice cars in my garage. And sometimes I'm driving inside and I'm like, yeah, I look good in it. Yeah, let me take a pic. It doesn't mean I didn't do ritual or Yahoo or steal anybody's money to buy a car. But the problem is, you are going to see the car and you are going to want the car. And you're not going to, you don't realize that. Let me tell you my story. Yeah, I started working on the radio in 1996 for 1,500 naira a month. I came to Lagos in 2001 with 5 years radio experience from Ibadan. And I was earning 15,000 naira a month. And I worked in Lagos. So far, I was on the radio, or I've been on the radio for about 25 years of my life. So if 10 years ago I started driving nice cars, being able to afford nice watches, I think I bought my first Rolex in 2010, about 10, 12 years ago. I could drive Range Rover, I could start living. It was because I had put in the grind. You don't know what it is like to sleep in a radio station on chairs overnight, because you finished a show at 1 a.m. and you are starting another show at 7 a.m. and it doesn't make sense for you to drive home and drive back. So you just arrange chairs together and sleep. That's how I spent 2 years of my life. Closing Friday at 1 a.m. and then sleeping on 3 chairs. I'll just arrange 3 chairs. 1 like this, 2 like this, and 1 in the middle like this. So I'll now lie on top of it and I'll sleep like that. Then the alarm, my phone will be charging. I'll have my charger, my phone will be charging by the wall. And then you hear grrr, I'll wake up disoriented, hungry. And guess what? The radio station is in Victoria Island. There's nobody selling anything on a Saturday morning. And sometimes it was environmental. People don't know environmental because it's not this generation. And the earliest time Chocolate Royale will open is 11 o'clock. How much money did I have? I have to rush down to Chocolate Royale and order bread and Coke and come back to the radio station. Now I have to put a long song. So me running down to Chocolate Royale and running back has to be within 6 minutes, because that's probably the longest song I will find. And I come back, go back to the radio, sort things out, and start eating the bread small by small and drinking the Coke. You will not see all that. What you would see is Daddy Freeze today. Some people are more lucky. They maybe did skits for 2 years and they blew. Some released one song. Look at Portable. Release one song, you don't blow, scatter everywhere. But some of us had to put in the grind. Nobody sees the grind. They see the flash. Like when you turn on your bulb, do you see the electrons in the wires? Do you see the... You don't see any of that. You don't see what happens for the light to bulb. You don't see the light. That's how the world is. They just see the light. They just see, wow, he has a house in Banana Island. Oh, wow. And then a pastor will climb the pulpit the next day and say, your time is now. You are not thinking that your time is now might mean your time for the struggle to begin, the hustle, the grind, the insults. You guys don't know what it was like working for some of the bosses I worked for on the radio. They will insult you, you want to drink acid. Please, I'm blocking all the dingbats. Anytime you see me quiet like that, just know I'm blocking all the dingbats. Guys, there's a guy called Clement Bribe One. Can we all please report his account? Let's get him off Instagram. Clement Bribe One. I'm not going to talk until you all report his account. Please block him, block him, block him. I'm sorry, report his account. All of you, report. So you see, there's nothing wrong with Davido or anybody else that has a nice car showing off his nice car as an inspiration. But the problem is you see the car like the light that comes on. You don't see all the work that goes on in the background for that bulb to come on. Some of you are carried away by the fanfare. Dangote has a private jet. If they tell you to come and do 5% of what Dangote does in a week, not for the rest of his life, they tell you to come and do it. 3 days later, you will run away. Religion is to blame, because just as rituals, religion also sells half-baked stories. And Isaac sowed in the land, and David killed Goliath. Have you ever bothered to read David's resume? Let me read David's resume to you. Now, if you are as... Because some people say God qualified David was just a shepherd. That's the narrative. Moses was a stammerer, yet God used him. Let me tell you, Moses was the only Israelite that was educated. Moses went to the same school as Pharaoh. He was dating the same girl that Pharaoh eventually married. That was his babe. He and Pharaoh went to the highest level. Up till today, Egypt is a force to be reckoned with in education. So they say, Moses was a stammerer, yet God used him. I've never heard a more obtuse statement. Moses was a stammerer that was the best educated Israelite that was alive in his time. He was the only Israelite that went to the Harvard of that time. Scripture verse for that. Do you need a scripture verse to know that Moses grew up in Pharaoh's palace? Do you need a scripture? Let me read David's, what is it called? Let me read his CV for you. And I think I should end here. Sorry, 1 second. Let's go to 1 Samuel. Let's go to 1 Samuel. Chapter 16 and verse 14. Now the Spirit of the Lord had left Saul, and the Lord sent a tormenting spirit that filled him with despair and fear. Some of Saul's servants said to him, "A tormenting spirit from God is troubling you. Let us find a good musician to play the harp. Whenever the tormenting spirit troubles you, he will play soothing music and you will be well again." "All right," Saul said, "find me someone who plays well and bring him here." One of the servants said to Saul, "One of Jesse's sons from Bethlehem is a talented harp player, number one. Not only that, he's a brave warrior, a man of war that has good judgment. He is also a fine-looking young man, and the Lord is with him." They said, if you read this in NIV, I think NIV expresses it even better. I just read NLT. It says, in fact, let me see King James. There's a description that King James or one of them used. Verse 16, "Let our Lord now command thy servants which are before thee to seek out a man who is a cunning player on the harp." And Saul said to me, "Provide me now a man that can play well." Then they said, "I have seen a son of Jesse the Bethlehemite, who is cunning in playing, and a mighty valiant man, a man of war, and prudent in matters." David was one of the best harp players. You know what it is to say somebody is cunning to the point where the king is looking for someone, and it's like let's imagine Buhari is troubled now, and Buhari and somebody says, "You need a Nigerian musician to sing to you so that the troubles will go away." Who do you think they'll recommend? Burna, Wizkid, Davido, Tiwa. He no go past those few. I know this guy is talented though, and nobody there disagreed. This is the equivalent of the king saying, "Let's go and bring Wizkid," and Buhari saying, yeah, that makes sense. Or let's go and bring David. David. This one is not even David now, it's Davido. Let's go and bring Davido. Everybody nods, yes. Davido go play for Baba, go calm down. This same David, remember, David had killed lion and had killed bear that were attacking his father's sheep with his bare hands and his sling. This same David fought Goliath. So you think David is just one tiny little boy that is watching over sheep? Have you read his CV? He was a good player to the point where people noticed how good he was with the harp. And guess what? Anytime David played the harp, the evil spirit will leave Saul. Meanwhile, you are comparing, your pastor is telling you a story about David. Have you put in the work David put in? Do you even have 2% of David's ability, but you want to enjoy David's blessings? David was prepared. God bless you, Otimak. David was prepared. Moses was prepared. There was nobody in the whole of Israel who could have done what Moses did. Forget the fact that he could not talk and he could stammer. Who had the access to Pharaoh's palace like Moses had? Who in the whole of Israel? Nobody. So my problem with you is you want immediate gratification. You have not put in the work. You want to wear the designer clothes. You want to live in Lekki. Why will you not do ritual? Every one of you who likes enjoyment more than work is a potential ritualist. You've not seen the babalawo that will tell you, and you've not seen the child that they will tell you to go and bring. The day you see it, you realize how tempting rituals can be to the people who are not committed to work. Every woman is a potential Olosho. Especially when you like enjoyment more than work. We see them in Dubai. We know the kind of things they do. Then they come to Nigeria and they say, oh, Bay just bought me a Lexus Jeep. Oh, the Lord, what God cannot do does not exist. When two people they give you at the same time, God was among them. Or when you go and open your leg yakata in front of fan because the friction won't burn the whole place. Everywhere blister. Was God there with you? The luck people have is that God know they slap human being. You get waiting, you go talk, you go just hear tawai for your face. You don't go know where it come from. You like the whole designers, you like, and I have a problem with women that think like that. Buy what you can afford. And abroad girls are actually better than Nigerian girls when it comes to that. Because you know that you get the way you go cross border, go do waiting big past you. When they can't carry the guy, they go carry you too. Many women will not date men in their circle. They'll try to date men above financially. Cut your coat according to your material. There's nothing wrong with you inspiring yourself. Me, if I go to London, I always dedicate one day for old and newborn streets. I'll go to all the watch shops one by one. Watch I cannot buy 10 years from now. Watch I cannot buy 20 years from now. I'll go and check it. Sit down. That's how I was able to get a good deal with one Rolex I bought. I just walked into a shop and I just started toasting the girl on top of the watch. I didn't have the money, but I was just telling her, look, this is what I want, this is what I'm. The woman said, okay, calm down. She worked out a deal for me. I think it came to 17,000 pounds then. That's how I came back to Nigeria with the receipt. She just did an invoice for me. I just went to Polo. I went to meet Jennifer. I said, Jennifer, see, they've given me this money, this watch, but I want to buy from you. Give me this price. And Jennifer looked at me and said, okay. And that's how I started dancing. Paid for the watch. I say I have the watch. Guess what? That watch is worth $40,000 today, second hand. So I window shop. And you'll be amazed how many opportunities you have for yourself. It's not everything you can buy. I don't remember the last time, ever since I started preaching and all the pastors started fighting me and blocking all my work, I've not bought a watch in a while. But it doesn't mean I don't window shop and inspire myself and all that. But I know where to draw the line. Anything that is not legit, you will not see my hand there. You will not see my hand there. Even this Forex that we are selling, Taste Buds and I were having a conversation about it this evening. She was like, Daddy Freeze, you know all these Forex robots, what if people lose their money? I said, that's why I tell people, so far, as of today, I have $7,000 of my money that the robot is trading with. It does not mean the robot cannot crash tomorrow and I lose my money. Look at Bitcoin. People that bought Bitcoin in January, in December, are crying today. If you bought Bitcoin or Ethereum in December, just trust me that you are crying today. The crypto starts with cry. You go know am. Oh, I've lost my money too in crypto. But I was trying to explain to Taste Buds, I'm like, look, let's make people understand the risks and also understand the benefits. And let's teach people how to invest in such a way that they put in what they can afford to lose without, and also imagine now I put in $10,000. I'm now increasing it. I'm like, no, when you put in $10,000, if you're making 20% in a month, target 5 months, you've made your $10,000 back. You still have your capital. Whatever you're making with your capital is now your profit. Do business like a businessman. Set a target. I want to put in 5K. I want to put in 1K. I want to put in $500. You know that whatever you put in, you'll make it back in 5 or 6 months. Then you now have your capital back. Anything else. So if this thing should crash 1 year from now, you had a good 7 months to make profit. Because your first 5 months is getting your capital back, and the remaining 7 months is all profit. I'm not praying the robot crashes, but you know how things are. One policy here, one policy there, and things will go sky south. I read to people, my partners, when they are selling the robot, they'll tell you the robot can do 40%. I say, me, no, the robot, as far as I'm concerned, I calculate 20%. I don't tell anybody 40%. You never hear me tell anybody the robot can trade 40%. Even if the robot can trade 40%, which I've not seen it trade 40%. I've seen it do 20, I've seen it do 25, I've seen it do as high as 29%. So when I'm selling it, I tell you guys, 20%. Remember, I can still crash you. Invest wisely. Invest, calculate. Every month, whilst you are getting your profit back, you know you've gotten 20% of your capital. In 2 months, you've gotten 40% of your capital. In 5 months, you've gotten 100% of your capital. You have not lost money. If it crashes there, you've lost zero. You broke even, but you did not make profit. From the 6th month, you now start making profit. They'll tell you 40%. Oh, you can make. No, me, I don't. I'm always very honest with my people. If you, and let me tell you something here. I'll give you an example. On my $7,000, the first day, trading day today, I made $90 in 1 day. I'm going to look at it tomorrow because I just started with $7,000 this December. I'm going to look at it again with tomorrow. Because I'm like, if you keep this money in the bank, you might lose it. It's not my children's school fees. It's not my life running bills. It's just some money I was able to raise and keep aside. I say, okay, let me move it to this. Let me trade it, get my money back, have some savings for the rainy day. Someone said, I want to have the robot. I'm interested. If you are interested, send Daddy Freeze by WhatsApp only to this number, +234 705 86, sorry, +234, let me just type it, 08023179239, 08023179239. Let me just pin it. If you are interested in trading, minimum, there was one disclaimer I sent to people that sent me there. I said, look, don't waste your time and mine. Minimum is $200. If you don't have $200, it's not even $200, $203. $100 for the robot, $100 your investment, and $2 or $3 for the, depending on the exchange, the way the money is going to come in, they'll take everybody that is moving money for you, take some charges. So if you are interested, if you are truly interested in the robot, do this. But like I've said, the robot is not going. One guy said, I have $50 and can I get my $50 back in 2 weeks? Before I blocked him, I said, you are a thief. Any business that will double your money in 2 weeks, you that you are doing the business, that you want to do the business, and the person doing the business, you are both rogues. 231-79239. Thank you. Sorry, guys. My mind is not here. I just talked about this. I didn't mean to. Oh, 231-79239. Sorry, guys. Thank you for correcting me. So just send the message with Daddy Freeze to that number. Somebody will, I'll get somebody to attend to you and explain to you. And I'm not ashamed. If you want to invest, I'll show you my own back end. This is how much I put in. Stop asking me questions here. Ask questions by WhatsApp when you get to the number. I'm not going to answer any questions publicly because I'm dealing with something. I'm just trying to, I use this as an example to point out how greedy human beings are. Everybody wants to be a billionaire overnight. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So that's as far as I can go. But the person you have explaining is not doing a good job. I'm so sorry about that. Let me tell you, you have 1,000 people reaching out to us. Out of the 1,000, only 50 are serious. Sometimes only 20. So you have to sift through 900 idiots to get to 20 people that have sense. It is tiring. That is why the first thing you meet me is like, I'm almost insulting you. Hey, don't waste your time and mine. If you don't have $200, don't even bother. Let's not even talk. Daddy Freeze, are you not going to do it for us? Am I your father? You know what $200 is? Instead of me to give you $200, which is 122,000 naira, let me carry it and go and feed 50 people. In fact, if you give 122 people 1,000 naira each, they will eat lunch and dinner safe. They will eat for a whole day and be okay, instead of me to give you. Just send Daddy Freeze to that number if you are interested. And I always tell people, when you invest $200, before you go make your money back, now 10 months. So you know why? Because $100 goes for the robot. The other $100 is your investment. So every month you'll be getting 20% of $100. So for you to get the $200 you invested, you need 10 months of $20. That's when you get $200. But when you invest $1,000, you'll be getting $200 a month. So in 5 months, you're able to get your money back. Because, okay, let's even imagine you invest $1,000 and they take $100, you are left with $900. Within the first week, you should be, or the first 2 weeks, you should be able to get another $100 to make it back 1,000. So you make it back in 5 months and a week. So I'm just giving you an example. You don't know how much work goes in. So that someone said, talk about the topic. I've been talking about the topic all day, and I'm going to end here actually. I think I should post the number on Instagram, sorry, Facebook. They're asking 08023179239. Okay, done. Okay, 23. Oh, it didn't work. 231-79239. 080-231-79239. Can somebody pin it? Type it for me on Facebook. I'll pin it. If you are interested, remember, minimum is $200. Oh. And let me warn you, anything Forex is risky, just like any business. Selling tomatoes is risky. If the robot crashes, will your capital be guaranteed? I don't think so. That's why I'm saying your first 5 months is how to get your capital back. If you buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin crashes, will your capital be guaranteed? Of course not. Of course not. So, you see your actresses. Let's also talk about Nigerian actresses. You don't know how much work many of them put in. You don't know how much endorsements many of them get just so that they can live the life. Some of them do bad things. They jump from men to men, and some of them actually work and work hard. But you just see, oh, the fine girl, you see the Range Rover, and then automatically you want to be fine girl and Range Rover, and then you start doing all sorts of nonsense. Every Nigerian who is greedy is a potential ritualist. Every Nigerian who wants to reap where they did not sow is a potential ritualist. Sorry, the phone slipped. Do you know that for me to even host these lives, I have 4 phones arranged in front of me? It's a lot of work. Are you ready to put in the work? Or you just want to collect? You have the mind of a ritualist. You just never see victim, and you never see babalawo. The day where you see babalawo will convince you, and you see victim where you feel catch, that's like the day where you go realize that you self be ritualist. And it all starts with your mind. It all starts with you believing that there's some spiritual force that can give you physical money. There's no spiritual force that can give you physical money. The only spiritual force is you fine-tuning your brain to a work mode and to to a place where you are productive. Adaka said 4 phones. Yes, 1 phone for YouTube, 1 phone for TikTok, 1 phone for Instagram, and 1 phone for Facebook. Sorry, I meant 5 phones plus this one that I'm reading Bible from. 5 phones. Just for me to be able to get this live to you. Every Nigerian who is greedy, every Nigerian who prefers enjoyment to work is a potential ritualist. Some of you are even already ritualists. Your own never cast, and one day you go cast. Your pastors that tell you to give them 10% of your salary and God will bless you. Now ritual. Oh, you did not know? It's still ritual. Because there's nobody that is blessed. If not, as we they give 10% of our money, now so we they blessed. The top 10 richest people in the world should be in Obalindi. That your mother that goes to sleep in the church and sweep the church and gives 30% tithe. Now she's supposed to get money past Jeff Bezos. But hey, money is a consequence of value creation, not religion. Wind your mind away from spiritual money into value generated income. Wind your mind into pure and productive income, finances that you can replicate. That's where your mind should be. All of you still asking me for the phone number. The phone number is 080231-79239. Don't call the number, just WhatsApp only. And I'll get somebody to attend to you real quick. We'll have a proper seminar on Wednesday. I'm going to bring Buki once again. She's going to talk all about it. But for those of you who are interested in trading, like I said, I believe in it. I've seen the results. Today alone, I made $90. But for you to make $90 in one day, you have to have at least 6,500 to 7,000 US dollars as your trading capital. And it requires 5 months before you get your capital back. It's not overnight too. 5 months. Anybody that promises you anything else is going to use your head. Be careful. Take care, and God bless you all.